In recent years, First Amendment audits have expanded into its own social media subculture, with self-appointed auditors live streaming their public encounters on YouTube and Instagram. To critics, these auditors are not standing up for constitutional rights as much as they are interfering with police officers, harassing public employees, and purposefully picking fights for clicks and cash.
Ever heard of the First Amendment? I can say whatever I want and you can't do shit about it.
She kicked me, tried to grab my dick, and then kept pulling away, so. And then I had to spray her.
I have 2 grams of cocaine in my butthole.
Okay, outstanding.
Stop that music! I'm in a public place! I can film whatever I can see! Photography is not a crime! Photography is not a crime! Photography is not a crime!
I'd like to welcome you to the John Legato Show. I'm John Legato.
Now, the introduction of smartphones has revolutionized citizens' ability to document the misconduct of police officers and public officials in real time. And with the advent of social media, these videos that shine a light on police brutality, such as Eric Garner, Walter Scott, and George Floyd, can go viral, bringing instant attention to the film subjects and even fame to the photographer.
Walk over here, get off it. No, I haven't committed any crime. You're giving me a warning.
Provide me a name and date of birth.
You're giving me, sir, call a sergeant. Call a sergeant. I have not committed.
Look right here.
You gave me a warning to get off the property. I got off the property.
I need your name and date of birth.
No, sir.
You're either gonna provide or you're going to jail.
I'm gonna remain silent, sir.
Okay.
Do you want my name and date of birth?
Put your hands.
But in recent years, the filming of police has evolved into a growing social movement and online subculture known as First Amendment audits, where citizens, auditors, film their own encounters with government employees in public spaces to test whether the filmmaker's constitutional rights will be respected or violated.
Also, as long as you're not obstructing.
Obstructing is a physical act, ma'am.
Knock it off.
Pure speech is not obstructing. Do you know the lawful definition of obstructing?
A person commits the Class B misdemeanor offense of interference with public duties if they disrupt, interrupt, impede, or interfere with the following public servants while they are conducting their official duties.
I'm not interfering with anything. I'm on a sidewalk.
You're under arrest, I told you.
For what?
Hindering. Have a seat.
Yes, sir. What I do for a living, I'm a constitutional activist.
Okay.
And what I do is I film the police.
Okay.
From publicly accessible areas.
You can stand over there and film us from the front. You cannot walk up. Listen to me. Listen to me.
I was going that way. You didn't.
No. You walked up behind us, and when I told you to back up, you're telling me this is a sidewalk. No, you can't get this close.
I'm walking down that way.
When the police are conducting an investigation.
I understand
No.
that, sir.
You don't understand.
I do this for a living, sir. I really listen.
Okay, but I'm explaining it to you.
I just want to talk to you. Millions of people see my videos, sir. I'm telling you. You can look it up. It's called Long Island Audit.
Tonight, a self-proclaimed activist is apologizing for filming a traffic stop in Harford County. Sean Reyes was arrested in May, charged with obstruction.
This is an entire genre on YouTube.
You get somebody to tell you to leave, and then if you don't leave, you'll have to go to jail. Is that what you want?
No, I don't want that.
Well, then let's move on.
Let's not violate my rights, fellas. Let's go ahead and hop back in your little vehicles and have a nice day.
You're interfering with their drive-through.
No,
you can say you wasn't, but you were.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
I don't mind you doing that, but they're making the bank people nervous. So if you want to stand down where there's no businesses.
Absolutely not. You're not going to violate my First Amendment rights to free speech on a public sidewalk.
We understand that there needs to be law enforcement. People are out there doing bad things. But when you have police officers, deputies, troopers doing the same damn thing as the people in the streets, that is an unsustainable system, man.
But critics argue that First Amendment audits are not about defending the Constitution as much as they are a cynical vehicle for monetizing online outrage and unfairly maligning public servants.
The video shows Reyes refusing to listen to the deputy's orders, which led to his arrest. The video led to an internal investigation, which found that Deputy Jackson did nothing wrong, and now, as part of a deal with prosecutors, Reyes has written an apology letter to Deputy Jackson and will complete community service.
Many auditors can and do make thousands of dollars per month from their viral confrontations, videos that are often peppered with profanity and other deliberately provocative behavior.
Go ahead and start medic 71 for caution.
You!
Stop resisting.
Unlock this right now.
Stop resisting.
Unlock this. You think it's okay to hurt a woman?
Give me laser strength.
You think it's okay to hurt a woman? You think it's okay to hurt a woman?
Calm down.
You think it's cool to hurt a woman? Look how he's treating me. Look how he's
Stand up. Stand up.
This shit. Put me in the ambulance. Get me away from him, man. Ow!
I've been treating me like this my whole life, and these police officers are just gonna abuse me.
Many auditors can and do make thousands of dollars per month from their viral confrontations, videos that are often peppered with profanity and other deliberately provocative behavior. So, who's right here? Well, it depends. Documenting police and public spaces finds its roots in cop watching, a civil rights era practice in which groups of private citizens patrolled urban communities with cameras to document any police misconduct. But in the mid-2000s, First Amendment auditing began to take shape just as handheld digital and smartphone cameras were becoming widely available. Typically, videos documenting public misconduct have come from citizens who happen to be at the right place at the right time. But what differentiates First Amendment auditors from spontaneous recordings like Frazier's is that auditors deliberately seek out encounters with public officials rather than filming misconduct they just happen to witness.
The United States Supreme Court says that we can have you step out of the vehicle during any traffic violation, during any investigation. So you are violating the law. So you can argue with me all you want. In the end, you're incorrect and you're wrong. Whatever you learned on the internet, book is all incorrect. It's not the truth. It's not right. The Florida Supreme Court has said, if I tell you to step out of the vehicle on a traffic violation, you will step out of the vehicle. So that's where I'm ordering you right now. You either cooperate and step out of the vehicle right now, or they're going to break your window, unlock your door, open the door, and pull you out of the car, and instead of just cooperating and getting a traffic violation, you're going to spend the night in jail. So are you prepared to spend the night in jail? Yes or no? Yes or no? Are you prepared to spend the rest of the night in jail? Huh? Okay, break the window and take her out. That's it.
Hey, what? With my eye! Hey! Knock it off! Knock it off! Are you fucking serious? Hey!
In recent years, though, First Amendment auditors don't just film police officers. Rather, they regularly enter state, local, and federal buildings, from libraries to post offices, just to see how government officials react to the camera lens. So
I do understand that, but this is just a sign. So this sign has to be backed by statute. It has to be backed by law.
This sign does not have to be backed by law, no matter how many times an auditor says to the contrary.
This sign has to be backed by a law.
And you've got video cameras up there and video cameras over there, so you guys should be able to see exactly what happened.
But are we clear now on filming inside?
Well, I'm clear on what the sign says. I'm just unclear of exactly how it came to be and how the reference between the same CFR works. So I'm going to do some research on that. I appreciate you educating me, because life is about learning.
Let me show you the CFR right here, and you can film it too.
As long as I'm invited and I'm not going to get arrested for stepping that far. Okay.
I'm giving you notice.
Okay, I've noticed.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So here's the rules and regulations, right? It's posted. And it says right here, right there, here, you see it, photographs? I'll get my finger out so you can film it.
That's okay.
Except where security regulations, rules, orders, or directives apply, or a federal court order or rule prohibits it, persons entering in on federal property may take photographs, right?
Right, that's exactly what this says.
Yeah, but except, right? It gives you the exceptions first, and that's the exception.
Right, which is why I raised the question from a procedural standpoint.
So what does a traditional First Amendment audit look like? Well, as the Washington Post writes in its purest form, the auditor simply stands in a public space, films, or as is often the case, live streams, the encounter with staff and customers alike, and then refuses to put down the camera or explain or identify themselves if an officer approaches. If there is no confrontation or request to stop filming, the facility passes the audit. But if an employee attempts to stop filming, then the facility fails the audit. That's what First Amendment Auditor Accountability for All did in its 2019 review of the Foxborough Police Department in Massachusetts. Audits like this can be great press for the locality when the public officials respect individual rights, which is what happened in Foxborough. Accountability for All gave the Foxborough PD a glowing review, and it was written about in the local newspaper. Other audits, though, can result in arrests or injury to the auditor. In February 2019, Furry Potato, aka Zoe Perez, was accidentally shot by a security guard during an impromptu First Amendment audit outside a Los Angeles synagogue. As Perez live-streamed the encounter, a synagogue security guard standing behind a gate had his weapon drawn for 4 minutes, yelled at Perez to get away, and then fired a warning into the ground, causing the bullet fragment to strike her in the leg. Prosecutors declined to file charges, stating that they lacked sufficient proof that the security guard used unreasonable force. In this case, it's worth noting that Furry Potato wasn't actually conducting a First Amendment audit per se. The synagogue security guard wasn't a police official or government employee at all. Instead, he was a private contractor. So Furry Potato's First Amendment rights were actually never in question or infringed upon. Even so, audits like this could be valuable for what they tell us about public safety and accountability, certainly more so in and around actual government buildings. But let's talk about the legality of First Amendment audits. When is it legal to film public officials?
It's a great question. When is it legal to film public officials? Well, frauditors will claim any time or place, but that ain't correct. Here's a problem. Frauditors get to choose when and where, and then they disobey direct lawful orders, which they claim are unlawful, which leads to laying on of the hands. And that's my take on it, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. The John Legato Show is produced right outside the gates of Marine Corps Base, Camp Lejeune in beautiful North Carolina. Please like, share, and encourage your friends to subscribe. Semper Fidelis.